Welcome to this week's video. Thanks for joining us. It is sunny, and it has been sunny for a couple of days. We're excited. We're kind of letting the water drain from the property, and that just made us start thinking, what should we do next? And so the wall, the front of the building or front of the property is still going to be worked on this week. The crew starts tomorrow on Monday, and when we were driving around, we saw some people cutting or trimming, pruning their olive trees, and I know we need to do that too. And there's about, I think, 8 or 10 significantly large olive trees over here that we'd like to do a kind of a big prune and then dig them up and put them along the driveway. And I was thinking about doing that this week, but then when we came here today and saw that the ground was pretty dry, and the rocks that were kind of brought up from all the work of putting those stone walls together were pretty prominent. And I don't want the ground to be too hard, so it'd be kind of difficult to get the rocks out. Now I've kind of changed plans, but we'll be flexible because I also wanted to burn some wood piles. And this is how it's been every week, is what do we do, because there's so many projects. But all good, we enjoy every project. So because I was going to prune or cut the olive trees, I was going to clean up the chainsaw, so I'll do that now. And probably tomorrow we'll start picking up rocks and moving those away so that we can kind of let the pasture kind of grow with the grass and the flowers, and then we can mow it. With the rocks that we have, I'm not going to be able to mow anything, and that's kind of the concern. So anyway, we'll just clean this up. And funny enough, this is, or maybe not funny enough, but this is my first chainsaw, and I didn't know really much about chainsaws except that, you know, you wear goggles and safety apparel, and then you just push this button and it goes, and you cut trees, and you cut trees a certain way. But because there's so much trunks that I'm trying to cut all the way to the ground, I accidentally maybe hit some dirt, and also maybe the tree's a little wet, and it gets some gunk in the chain. So periodically I open this up and clean it out, and that's what I'm doing today. So yeah, for those who probably know how to chainsaw, you're probably gonna look at this and just shake your head, but this is how dirty it gets. So yeah, see, that's not good. But that's how I'm doing it. I continue to clean it, and the trees continue to get cut, so I'm happy. And I think in 1 year I got a new chain, so I'm going through a chain. I periodically get it sharpened. We go to this company and they sharpen it for us, because it only takes like 5 minutes for them to sharpen it. And I do that maybe 3 times a year. And then apparently I went through a whole chain in 1 year. I don't know if that's normal or not, but that's what I did. Also, what's nice about this this chainsaw, this Husqvarna, is that there's a picture of the chain, so you know how the teeth go. That was also something that I didn't know, and so I had to ask like which direction the chain was right. So total novice here. But it's stress-free. You know, I'm just kind of cleaning it up, just standing out here in weather. And Portugal's awesome. This is central Portugal, and it's about 23 degrees Celsius. I think that's in the 60s. And originally I'm from Michigan, so this type of weather in February, wearing a t-shirt, is not something that you're used to. So I love it here. things are growing. Trees are already flowering. We actually were in northern Portugal this weekend, just north of Porto, and the magnolia trees are all blooming. So it's quite nice to have every season represented in the year. I used to live in DC, and it was summer, winter, and maybe 1 month of each of spring and fall. And that's how I felt. And the summers are so hot, and the winters very snowy and very cold. Here, very pleasant. I mean, minus the 2-3 months of rain that we just experienced this year, but temperature's great. In the summer, though, it gets pretty hot in the 90s, and everything here is all green now. I think you've probably seen in some other videos, it will be completely dry. Tans, brown. It's pretty strange. Also, what's strange, and I think I may have said this in another video, is that after the summer, when it's all dry, in November, when the rain starts, it turns to green and you almost have spring again. So I don't even know if you could say you even had fall. It's like winter, spring, summer, spring, winter, spring. And Aitor, maybe you'll hear the drone. He's surveying the land with the drone because we made some changes. We worked with a landscape architect, or more like an arboretum or a garden center that grows huge trees. This was actually a really good buy. We bought a few things right when we started taking care of the property. One of the first buys was this trimmer, which, I mean, that was a given. We needed that. We still need it. I think we'll always need it. And I think the chainsaw. I think we bought it together. And I like chainsawing. I don't know, just it does the work really quickly. It clears up areas quite well. Aitor is the trimmer in the family. He's excellent. Okay, chain. I'm so excited that it's not spring, but it's spring-like weather. We can start clearing some more of the forest down this hill. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was a week ago, got pretty overwhelmed by just looking at the different projects, and I always have to remind myself, and Aitor reminded me this time, that just to look at one project at a time. You know, enjoy the whole property when you're looking at it, but when you're looking at work, just focus on, I'm doing the chainsaw, I'm playing the chainsaw, or I'm picking up rocks. And actually, I read the book, The Power of Now, and I think it was that book that had kind of exercises that you can do to calm your mind, or to live for now, right? Or live at the moment and not just worry about the future or dwell about things in the past. And one of the exercises was like when you do dishes, that just focus on doing the dish. You're picking up the dish, you're wiping the dish, you're cleaning the dish, put the dish down, you pick up the next one. I know it sounds kind of silly, but I did that a few times. Just for like 5 minutes, just kind of focusing on that. And by just doing that, I was able to, in anything I'm doing, if I just needed to calm down, I can just focus on what I'm doing. And it's so peaceful. Like I was thinking about cleaning this chain. It's cleaning this. It's so relaxing. This is where I see where the teeth are shaped. And, so we fit it along here. I'm believe it or not, I am not. Well, I shouldn't even say anything. I'm not even gonna, I was going to say something, but I'm a believer of jinxes, so. Which ones did you do? I'm not fitting this right. What ones did you do? Which ones did you do? And how high up? This is not going. I know this isn't right. Oh. Something's not clipping right. I'm not getting it. That's what's going on. Jeez. I don't know how that. There we go. Are you gonna check the wall or? You are? Okay, are you gonna film it? Okay. Wow, really? Yeah, are you gonna put Scruffy in the car? Because I kind of I'd like to see the creek as well. No. I'm done. I'm like literally almost done. I'm literally almost done. You what? Okay. So anyway, you're supposed to pull these, and to tell you the truth, they show me, and I always seem like it's too loose. And but then, you know, this is moving fine. Yeah. No. Okay. There we go. I think that should do it. So this is not this is a battery powered chainsaw. That looks good. A little looser. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we can test it out. It's cutting. Not like butter, but it's cutting. That's good enough. Sometimes I get annoyed because it'd be nice to know exactly what I'm doing. Maybe I'll ask the guys to check it out and just see if I did it correctly. So anyway, all cleaned, ready to go. So I think Ater and I are going to go check out the creek. I think you saw in other pictures about the waterfall. We're hoping that the waterfall has stopped and that the bottom of the property is drained. So we'll go and check that out. So I'll see you at the next project. So this is kind of the joy of doing a project and kind of a nice surprise. So this is a big fig tree that another fig tree that we're gonna clear up, but the brambles came out all the way to here last year, and I started chipping away and cutting this out, and I saw this tree, and I thought, oh, that could be a possibly pretty tree, not really sure, and I left it, and just thinking, and then actually in the fall, I was like, oh geez, I probably should have just cut it out. It's probably just a, just a brush tree, and look at it now. And then we have quite a few over here too. We'll let you know what type of tree that is. Very pretty. And look over here too, there's more. So we're gonna have to bush cut all this again. Isn't that pretty? We're right at the borders of the valley, which is agricultural, to the ecological. So this is on the way to the creek, and look at what we found. We're not alone. This is all wild boar, and we're noticing that some areas have been really dug up. So I'm going to have to be careful. Some of these areas, they dig it up so much that I can't drive the bush cutter on top. So, but look at this whole family. Looks like a whole family of boar. We're going towards the creek. This is the same way as I think we showed this in the last video or 2 videos. Yeah, I did talk about the weather. How great. Yes, this is awesome. I was saying that in February we can walk around just in shirts and t-shirts. It's awesome. Wow, look at the yellow. Yeah.
Flowers.
Wow, the ground is getting so hard. I'm going to be surprised if we're going to get even grass growing. Look how hard this is. Oh. I can hear the creek.
Yeah, if you guys remember last video when it was raining, creek, and we had a waterfall.
Yeah, just right there. Oh, look, the tree. This tree broke. Look at this. This is probably where... Doesn't this look like some animals would go through here? Some trails. My gosh. Look at this. I'm sure grass is going to grow, but it's... Oh, Jesus. Where it wasn't before. No, keep it. I want them to see it. So they know where to dig it up. Yeah, it's still coming from over here. The stream. What? So we're just kind of surveying our creek, our beautiful creek. And actually, even though there's some bamboo growing, actually over there, the stream isn't growing so much in terms of the bamboo, a little bit. But we'll probably have them come back down here, I'm sure before the end of March. They need to come back down and start redigging. But now you can smell cows, huh? Well, this was our attempt. There was a beautiful tree here, a beautiful elm that was mistakenly taken out when we were cleaning the stream. So we found another tree that was kind of cut down accidentally, and we tried to stick it in here in hopes that it would grow, but it didn't. So I'm taking it out. It'll be on the burn pile. And when I was talking to you about the landscapers, this is kind of where we'll be doing the birch trees. So we're going to have a line of birch and mix it with some other trees to make this kind of more of a meadow feel. You hear the birds. Wow, there's some trees falling in here. You see that?